Have you ever felt an invisible hand guiding your life? Like there's a pattern, an order behind the scenes orchestrating everything, your challenges, your triumphs, and even your quiet, unspoken moments of insight. Look closely enough, and you'll find life is anything but random. Just beyond the veil of what we see and touch lies an intricate web of unseen laws, forces as ancient as time, governing everything from the orbit of the stars to the rhythm of your heartbeat. These are the cosmic laws, the unbreakable principles that form the backbone of existence. And they don't just operate out there, in the vast expanse of the cosmos. They're active right here, in the quiet whispers of intuition that urge you forward, in the strange synchronicities that feel like messages from the universe. These forces aren't merely mystical abstractions. They are profound realities waiting to be harnessed, each one holding the power to transform you at your core. If you've ever wondered why some people seem naturally aligned with life, magnetically drawing success, happiness, and peace, while others struggle against endless obstacles, the answer lies here. Those who understand these universal laws live in harmony with a higher design. They unlock doors most people don't even know exist, finding within themselves a reservoir of power that seems almost otherworldly. And that's the secret. When you attune yourself to these laws, you don't just survive, you thrive, experiencing life on a plane that goes beyond mere existence. This journey will take you through the tapestry of cosmic principles, from the law of cause and effect that teaches us our actions echo across time, to the law of vibration that reveals how our thoughts shape reality. It's a journey toward aligning with the universe, tuning into frequencies that allow you to not only see, but to direct the invisible currents guiding your life. Are you ready to discover what's been guiding you all along? Are you prepared to walk the path of those who understand the hidden language of the universe? This is not just about knowing these laws. It's about living them, stepping into your true power, and realizing that you're a creator in a universe filled with boundless potential. So let's begin. The universe has been waiting. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a vast ocean, waves ebbing and flowing with a rhythm that's ancient and unchanging. Much like these waves, unseen forces move through your life, subtle yet powerful currents shaping every decision, every chance encounter, and every silent revelation. These are the cosmic laws, principles as timeless as creation itself, hidden within the heart of every major spiritual tradition, each providing a piece of the same puzzle. In Islam, the Quran speaks of mizan, a divine balance and order Allah set within the universe. The stars in their courses, the earth in its seasons, all move in perfect harmony with this order. Mizan represents the inherent justice of the universe, a balance to which everything, from the smallest atom to the vastest galaxy, submits. This reflects the cosmic law of cause and effect, what we might call karma in Eastern philosophy. In simpler terms, every action we take sends out ripples that return to us, teaching us responsibility and respect for the universal equilibrium. Judaism, too, reveres the theme of cosmic justice in the idea of middah keneged middah, meaning measure for measure. In the Torah, this principle appears over and over, reminding us that the energies we put into the world will return in kind. Take the story of Joseph, for example. His brothers threw him into a pit, intending to harm him, but he rose to power in Egypt and later had the chance to help them in their time of need. This ancient wisdom teaches us that the universe remembers. It keeps a sacred balance, returning to us what we give, shaping our lives in ways we often don't see until the time is right. In Christianity, Christ's words echo these principles as well. Do to others as you would have them do to you, he taught, capturing in this simple command the essence of cosmic alignment. When we live in harmony with others, treating them with compassion, empathy, and understanding, we tune ourselves to a higher frequency of love and peace. The law of attraction, a central cosmic law, mirrors this teaching. As we think, feel, and act, so we draw those same energies back into our lives. Think of the universe as a grand symphony, each of us a single instrument contributing to the greater harmony. Much like an orchestra, if even one instrument falls out of tune, the entire composition suffers. The universe doesn't punish, nor does it reward. It simply responds, like a mirror reflecting back the energy we project. To align with this symphony, we must learn to play our part in harmony with its universal laws. Just as musicians practice to master their instruments, our task is to develop awareness and intention, becoming conscious of the energy we put into the world. Imagine you're planting seeds in a garden. Each thought, each action, each intention you plant becomes a seed that will bear fruit in time. If we plant seeds of love, kindness, and gratitude, we reap joy, fulfillment, and peace. On the other hand, seeds of resentment, anger, and fear will only grow into experiences that reflect those darker energies. Islam offers the principle of tawakkul, or complete trust in Allah, the surrender of our plans to the wisdom of the Creator. Many interpret tawakkul as relinquishing control over outcomes, knowing that we are part of something far greater than ourselves. This belief resonates with the cosmic law of divine timing, which teaches us that everything unfolds in perfect order, though often in ways we can't immediately understand. When we struggle against this flow, we experience frustration, disillusionment, and fatigue. But when we trust, like a river flowing naturally downstream, we experience peace and clarity. Christianity too speaks of God's timing, a recognition that all things have a season. As Ecclesiastes says, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot. This wisdom tells us that life doesn't rush, nor does it lag. Every experience, every encounter, happens at the precise moment it's meant to occur, whether we understand it or not. And if we trust in this cosmic timing, we free ourselves from impatience and worry, stepping instead into a state of flow that aligns us with the deeper wisdom of life. How do we begin to notice and work with these cosmic laws? In Judaism, the practice of hitbodedut, or self-reflection, encourages quiet personal communion with God. It's often done in nature, so away from the distractions of daily life. This practice is a call to stillness, to listen to the gentle whisper of intuition, the inner guidance that connects us to our higher selves and to the flow of the universe. By cultivating self-awareness, we align more deeply with these cosmic principles, recognizing when we are moving in harmony with them and when we are not. The law of vibration, which states that everything in the universe is in constant motion, teaches us that our thoughts, feelings, and actions carry energy that interacts with the world around us. When we operate from a place of love, compassion, and kindness, we emit high-frequency energy that attracts positivity, growth, and understanding. Conversely, fear, hatred, and anger emit low frequencies that draw similar energies to us, perpetuating cycles of negativity and discord. In Islam, the Quran teaches that our intentions matter deeply, a concept known as niyyah. It's the heart of every action, an invisible force that shapes the outcomes of our deeds. In essence, our intention sets the vibrational frequency of what we're creating, whether it's relationships, work, or our spiritual path. When we act with pure intentions, seeking good for ourselves and others, we align with the higher frequencies of the universe. The ultimate purpose of understanding and aligning with these cosmic laws is transformation. Just as a caterpillar surrenders to the process of metamorphosis, encasing itself in a cocoon to emerge as a butterfly, so too must we trust the unfolding of our lives. Each lesson, each challenge, each joy is a step in our own metamorphosis. We are not separate from these laws. They are woven into the very fabric of our existence, inviting us to transcend our limitations and embrace a life of purpose, growth, and higher consciousness. Embrace this journey, knowing that you are both the student and the teacher. As you learn, you awaken to your true nature, an evolving soul connected to all things, a being capable of profound love, compassion, and wisdom. The cosmic laws are not arbitrary. They are an invitation, a gentle nudge from the universe to remember who you truly are. As you embark on this path, may you find yourself more deeply connected, not only to the universe around you, but to the universe within. The universe is a mirror, an ancient one that reflects the innermost parts of your being. Every thought, every feeling, every intention projects itself outward, creating a reality that mirrors back what lies within. We often think of life's challenges, triumphs, and mysteries as something external, separate from us. Yet the deeper truth is that the world around us is nothing more than an extension of the world within us. This is the cosmic mirror, a truth hidden in plain sight, hinted at by sages and mystics across the ages. Imagine holding a mirror in front of you. The reflection you see is a simple one. It's the image of your face, your expression, your eyes looking back. But what if the mirror held more than just the physical? What if it could reflect the very energy you emit, the thoughts you carry, and the beliefs you hold? In the same way, the cosmos mirrors not only our visible actions, but our hidden thoughts, fears, and desires, creating a reality that matches our inner state. This is not an act of judgment, but rather an offering, a tool for self-awareness and transformation. The universe, in its vast intelligence, provides us with the opportunity to see ourselves clearly, to learn, and to grow. In Islamic tradition, there's a teaching that Allah is closer to us than our jugular vein. This nearness suggests an intimate connection between ourselves and the Creator, a connection that's ever-present, knowing, and responsive. The universe, as a creation of the divine, is not passive. It interacts with us, reflecting back the energies we emit, as if in constant conversation with our souls. Each moment is alive, pulsing with the echo of our thoughts and intentions, showing us what lies beneath the surface of our awareness. The ancient Jewish mystics too understood this dynamic. In the Kabbalistic tradition, it's taught that everything we see in the world is a manifestation of divine light filtered through layers of perception. These layers are influenced by our thoughts, actions, and the energies we carry, creating a reality that aligns with our inner consciousness. In this way, the universe is not only a mirror, but a malleable canvas, constantly shaped by the brushstrokes of our mind and heart. Consider this. If you approach life with a heart full of gratitude and a mind oriented toward possibilities, the universe responds with experiences that reflect this positive energy. Opportunities seem to arise, synchronicities appear, and even the smallest interactions feel enriched. This is not simply because of chance, but because the cosmos mirrors your inner state, amplifying it back to you. Conversely, when fear, doubt, or resentment dominate your inner world, life reflects these energies too, often in the form of obstacles, disappointments, or struggles. The cosmic mirror shows us what we are broadcasting, giving us a chance to change the message. In Christianity, this truth is captured in the words, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." This verse from Proverbs suggests that our inner thoughts and beliefs are not confined to our minds. They shape who we become, and by extension, the reality we experience. The universe responds to our essence, our core self, rather than the fleeting images we present to others. It's a truth that demands authenticity, for we cannot hide from the mirror. In every thought and action, we reveal ourselves consciously or unconsciously to the cosmic field. But how do we begin to shift our reflection in the mirror of creation? The first step is awareness, a quiet, steady observation of our inner world. In Buddhism, there's a concept called mindfulness, a practice of watching one's thoughts and emotions without judgment. This practice is akin to cleaning the mirror, wiping away distortions, and seeing clearly. When we become mindful of our thoughts, we gain the power to choose them consciously, to shape our inner dialogue, and to align with the energies we wish to attract. Each thought becomes a choice, a seed planted in the soil of the universe, which in time will bear fruit. Imagine a garden filled with both wildflowers and weeds. Each plant has grown from a seed, sown by the hand of the gardener. Your mind is that garden, and each thought you entertain, every belief you hold, acts as a seed that will one day bloom or bear thorns. If you water thoughts of self-doubt, fear, and resentment, the garden reflects these energies, overtaken by the weeds of negativity. But if you cultivate thoughts of love, faith, and possibility, your inner garden transforms, blossoming with beauty, resilience, and abundance. The cosmic mirror, in turn, reflects this inner transformation, reshaping your reality in ways that are both subtle and profound. Faith traditions around the world recognize that human beings are not static. We are dynamic, capable of growth and change. In Islam, there's a concept called tazkiyah, or purification of the soul, which involves cleansing the heart of harmful qualities and nurturing virtues like patience, compassion, and humility. This process of inner refinement, much like polishing a diamond, reveals the true brilliance within. As we purify our hearts, our inner light shines brighter, and the universe mirrors back a reality that reflects this newfound clarity and beauty. It's tempting to view life's challenges as random misfortunes, obstacles to be endured or avoided. But what if these challenges are also part of the mirror? What if each difficulty, each loss, and each setback is a reflection of something within us that needs healing, growth, or understanding? The cosmos, in its wisdom, often brings to us situations that challenge our weaknesses, nudging us towards self-mastery and inner strength. When we view challenges in this light, they lose their sting, transforming instead into lessons, each one guiding us toward greater awareness. In the Torah, the story of Jacob wrestling with an angel is one of struggle and transformation. Jacob spends the night wrestling with this divine being, refusing to let go until he receives a blessing. By morning, he emerges changed, both physically and spiritually. The struggle, the pain, was not meaningless. It was a mirror that revealed his resilience, his faith, and his potential for transformation. This story is a powerful reminder that when we engage with our challenges, rather than shying away from them, we open ourselves to profound growth and insight. Ultimately, the cosmic mirror invites us to take radical responsibility for our lives. We are not mere spectators. We are co-creators, empowered to shape our reality from the inside out. This truth is both liberating and daunting, for it requires us to look deeply within, to face the parts of ourselves we might rather avoid. Yet as we do, we find that the universe is not a distant force, but an intimate reflection of our own consciousness, a partner in the dance of creation. In every moment, the mirror of creation reflects back to us the energy we bring to it. Our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs. These are the threads that weave the fabric of our reality. And as we choose thoughts of love, As we embrace gratitude, as we cultivate compassion, the universe responds in kind, showing us a world that reflects our truest, highest selves. It's a journey of becoming, a path of transformation, and a reminder that the power to shape our reality has always been within us, waiting to be awakened. Intentions are more than fleeting desires or simple goals. They are the heartbeat of our soul's expression in the universe, a sacred pulse that guides the manifestation of our reality. Unlike mere thoughts, intentions are infused with purpose and commitment, becoming the invisible architecture of the life we build. When rooted in clarity and authenticity, intentions align us with the deeper currents of creation, acting like seeds that grow and bear fruit over time. In the Hindu tradition, there is the concept of sankalpa, a Sanskrit term that translates roughly to intention or resolve. However, sankalpa is more than a simple wish. It's the commitment to fulfilling one's purpose, a conscious aligning of one's will with divine will. Much like a vow, it creates a deep resonance between our inner world and the forces that govern reality. When we set a clear, pure intention, it's as if we place an order with the universe, signaling that we are ready to take part in the unfolding of something larger than ourselves. Islam has a similar principle in Niyah, the act of forming an intention before engaging in any significant action. Niyah goes beyond a simple desire. It is a conscious decision, made with sincerity and clarity, that aligns the individual's actions with their higher purpose. This practice reminds us that the value of an action lies not only in the act itself, but in the purity of the intention behind it. By beginning with pure niyyah, a person opens themselves to blessings, aligning with what Islam teaches as barakah, or divine grace. Thus, every action, no matter how small, becomes an act of devotion and a channel for divine energy. The ancient Chinese philosophy of Taoism also speaks to the power of intention through the concept of Wu Wei, often translated as effortless action or action without force. Although it may sound paradoxical, Wu Wei doesn't imply inaction. Rather, it's a state of alignment where one's intentions are in harmony with the natural flow of the universe, the Tao. When we are aligned with this flow, we find that our intentions and actions are supported by a natural momentum, enabling us to accomplish more by doing less. This principle suggests that true power arises not from forcing outcomes, but from cultivating a clear, receptive mind and an open heart that can flow effortlessly with life's rhythms. In the Jewish tradition, there is a teaching called kavanah, often translated as intention or devotion. Kavanah is the practice of bringing full awareness and heartfelt focus to any action, particularly in prayer and ritual. It's a reminder that intention itself is sacred, a bridge between the finite and the infinite. When we engage in an act with kavanah, we infuse it with meaning, turning even the most mundane task into a spiritual offering. This understanding suggests that our intentions carry an energetic imprint, a frequency that the universe responds to. Consider how a single intention, set with full awareness, can ripple outward, altering not only the course of our lives but impacting others in ways we may never fully realize. A person who commits to living with compassion, for instance, radiates a certain energy that affects everyone they encounter. This ripple effect, known in Buddhism as karma, demonstrates that intentions extend far beyond the moment they're formed. Every act we take, every word we speak, carries the energy of the intention behind it, creating a karmic echo that shapes the reality around us. It's easy to think of intentions as invisible, ephemeral forces, but they are remarkably tangible in their effects. Imagine planting a seed in fertile soil. The seed is small, unassuming, almost invisible, yet it holds the potential to grow into a vast tree. Likewise, our intentions are the seeds we plant in the soil of the universe. When nurtured by commitment and action, these seeds take root, slowly but inevitably transforming into the realities we experience. Christianity speaks to the power of intention in the phrase, "Ask, and it shall be given to you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened to you." This teaching, found in the Gospel of Matthew, emphasizes the importance of conscious, directed intention. It suggests that the universe is responsive to those who approach it with sincerity and persistence, meeting their desire to grow and seek truth. It's a powerful reminder that intention, when combined with faith and commitment, can unlock doors that seem impossible to open. In Zen Buddhism, practitioners are taught the art of non-grasping, the ability to hold an intention lightly, without attachment to the outcome. This practice doesn't diminish the power of the intention, but refines it, allowing it to unfold naturally, without force or anxiety. The Zen approach to intention teaches us that while it's essential to be clear about what we wish to create, it's equally important to release our grip, trusting that the universe will respond in the way that best serves our growth. Imagine walking into a dark room with a candle. The candle illuminates only a small area around you, but as you take each step, The light travels with you, revealing more of the path ahead. Setting an intention is like lighting this candle. It may not reveal every detail of the future, but it provides enough clarity for each step, guiding us forward with purpose. And as we continue walking, trusting the process, we find that the light of our intention expands, illuminating possibilities we couldn't have seen before. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, once said, "Actions are judged by intentions." This teaching highlights that the universe, in its wisdom, responds not only to what we do, but to why we do it. When we set an intention with a pure heart, aligned with our higher purpose, we step into a sacred space where the boundaries between ourselves and the divine become blurred. The world becomes a mirror, reflecting back the energy we've put forth, rewarding sincerity with fulfillment and authenticity with abundance. Intentions are the architects of our destiny, the bridge between potential and reality. They give shape to the formless, turning thoughts into experiences, ideas into actions, and dreams into reality. And while intentions require clarity and focus, they also ask us to surrender, to trust in a process that may unfold in ways we cannot fully predict. This balance of active commitment and passive faith is the key to manifesting a reality that aligns with our highest vision. As you move through life, consider the intentions behind your actions. Are they rooted in fear or in love, in doubt or in faith? Are they aligned with your truest self, or do they serve a version of you that no longer exists? When we set intentions that resonate with our soul's purpose, we step into the flow of creation itself, becoming conscious co-creators of our destiny. The universe, ever responsive, moves in tandem with us, drawing us toward experiences that mirror our inner landscape. Remember, the power of intention lies not only in what you wish to create, but in the energy you bring to it. When you align your intentions with clarity, faith, and love, you awaken a force within you that has the power to transform not only your own life, but the lives of everyone you touch. In the sacred dance of intention and manifestation, you are both the dancer and the music, the creator and the created, a soul in communion with the divine rhythm of the universe. Faith and surrender are perhaps two of the most paradoxical yet powerful forces that shape our experience of reality. When we talk about faith, we often think of it as belief in something unseen or unproven. Yet faith in its purest form is much more than a simple belief or mental conviction. It is a deeply felt trust in the fundamental goodness of the universe, an unshakable knowing that, even amid chaos and uncertainty, there exists a greater order at work. Surrender, on the other hand, is the art of releasing control, letting go of our tight grip on outcomes, and allowing the flow of life to take its natural course. Together, these two principles form a sacred balance that helps us navigate the mysteries of life with grace and resilience. The story of Moses leading the Israelites out of Egypt, for instance, offers an enduring metaphor for the alchemy of faith and surrender. Trapped between the advancing Egyptian army and the vast Red Sea, the Israelites were filled with fear and despair. But Moses, driven by an unbreakable faith in the divine, lifted his staff, and the waters parted, creating a path to safety. It wasn't merely a miraculous event. It was a profound illustration of what becomes possible when we trust in something larger than ourselves. The parting of the sea represents the obstacles that dissolve when we allow faith to replace fear, surrendering the need to know how everything will unfold. Similarly, in the teachings of Islam, there is the concept of tawakkul, which translates to reliance on God. Tawakkul is not passive resignation, but an active state of trust and surrender. It is the understanding that, after we have done our best, we must leave the rest in the hands of the divine. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught, if you were to rely on Allah with the reliance He is due, He would provide for you, as He provides for the birds. They go out in the morning with empty stomachs and return full in the evening. This teaching highlights that surrender is not a lack of action, but rather a release from anxiety about the outcome. Just as the birds do their part by seeking food, we too must take action, and then trust that we will be provided for. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna speaks to Arjuna about surrendering the fruits of action, a practice known as karma yoga. Krishna advises Arjuna to focus on the action itself, without attachment to its results. This wisdom captures the essence of true surrender, releasing our hold on how we think things should turn out, and instead immersing ourselves fully in the present moment. By surrendering the outcome, we free ourselves from suffering, finding peace in knowing that the universe has a far greater plan at play than we can comprehend. Faith and surrender also appear in the teachings of Buddhism. The Buddha taught about the practice of upaya, or skillful means, which is the art of knowing when to act and when to let go. This concept teaches us that wisdom lies in discernment, in knowing when our efforts are needed and when it is time to release control. Much like a gardener who plants a seed, waters it, and then allows the sun and soil to do their work, we too must cultivate the ability to surrender after we've done our part. This art of letting go is a form of inner alchemy that transforms fear into peace, anxiety into acceptance, and doubt into trust. In Christianity, we find a similar principle in the words of Jesus when he said, "Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin." Here, Jesus invites us to witness nature's effortless surrender to the Creator, trusting that all needs will be met in their own time. This teaching reminds us that surrender is not passivity, but a conscious alignment with the divine order that governs all of life. Just as the lilies grow and thrive without forcing themselves into existence, we, too, are called to live in harmony with the natural flow of life, releasing the need to control every detail and trusting in the timing of things. But faith and surrender are not merely lofty ideals. They are practical tools that help us transcend the limitations of our minds. Imagine you're holding a tight grip on a rope. The more you hold on, the more your hand aches, yet letting go feels terrifying because it seems as if you'll fall. Life, however, often rewards those who are willing to release their grip, to loosen the tension of control, and allow the greater forces of creation to guide them. When we surrender, we find ourselves held by an invisible net of support, a divine intelligence that guides us through each twist and turn. There's a beautiful Taoist story that captures the essence of surrender. It's about a farmer whose horse runs away. His neighbors come to express their sympathy, saying, "What bad luck." But the farmer simply replies, "Maybe." A few days later, the horse returns, bringing with it several wild horses. This time, the neighbors come to congratulate him, saying, "What good luck." But again, the farmer replies, "Maybe." Shortly after, the farmer's son attempts to ride one of the wild horses, is thrown off, and breaks his leg. The neighbors again come with sympathy, and once more, the farmer replies, "Maybe." Later, the army arrives to conscript all the able-bodied young men, but the farmer's son is exempted due to his injury. This story reflects the art of non-attachment, showing that outcomes, whether good or bad, often carry hidden wisdom and unexpected blessings. Surrender requires courage, for it asks us to embrace uncertainty, to step into the unknown without guarantees. In the Jewish tradition, the Kabbalistic concept of emunah represents this quality of trust. Emunah is more than faith. It is a deep, abiding trust in God's wisdom and love, even when life doesn't make sense. It's the assurance that, no matter how chaotic things may appear, there is an underlying order, a divine intelligence weaving everything together. This trust allows us to face challenges with grace, knowing that every experience, no matter how difficult, serves our growth. True surrender is like stepping into the ocean. At first, we may feel the urge to swim against the waves, to resist the pull of the current. But once we surrender, allowing ourselves to float, we find that the ocean itself holds us, carrying us where we need to go. This is the beauty of surrender. It transforms life from a struggle into a flow, guiding us with a wisdom far beyond what our minds can conceive. When we combine faith with surrender, we unlock a source of inner power that is unbreakable, a resilience that withstands any storm. Life becomes less about controlling every outcome, and more about participating in a dance with the divine, a dance where each step is guided by an invisible hand, leading us toward our highest potential. In this dance, faith is the rhythm, and surrender is the movement, creating a harmony that brings us ever closer to the truth of who we are. In a world that constantly demands our attention, silence has become a rare commodity, yet it is within silence that we encounter the most profound revelations. From the depths of stillness arise clarity, insight, and an inner calm that cannot be disturbed by the chaos of the external world. Embracing stillness means returning to a place of quiet, where we can hear the whispers of our soul, unclouded by the noise of daily life. But more than that, stillness is an essential state where we connect with the divine, experiencing a profound presence beyond the limitations of words or thoughts. This concept of silence and stillness has deep roots across spiritual traditions. In the Bible, the prophet Elijah, during a time of great despair, seeks refuge in a cave. There, he encounters a powerful wind, an earthquake, and a fire, all loud, awe-inspiring forces. But it is not within these that he finds the divine. Rather, God's voice appears to him as a still, small voice. This is a timeless metaphor. The divine often does not come to us in clamor or spectacle, but in a gentle, barely perceptible whisper that can only be heard when we quiet ourselves. Elijah's experience reminds us that, to truly hear the wisdom within, we must be willing to pause and listen. Buddhism offers a similar teaching on the power of silence through the practice of vipassana, or insight meditation. In this practice, one sits in complete stillness, observing the breath, the sensations of the body, and the thoughts that arise. The goal is not to stop thoughts or to achieve a specific state, but to simply observe, to witness what is, without judgment. As the practitioner delves deeper into this silent observation, insights naturally arise. Vipassana teaches us that wisdom is not found in overthinking or analysis, but in direct experience, a profound understanding that emerges when we are fully present in the moment. Islam too speaks to the significance of quietude. The practice of dhikr, the remembrance of God, is a form of meditation in which the practitioner repeats sacred phrases or names of God, often in silence. This practice is intended to bring the practitioner's awareness to a state of inner calm and divine remembrance, creating a quiet sanctuary within the heart. The Prophet Muhammad himself would often retreat to the cave of Hira for extended periods of solitude and contemplation, seeking divine guidance in silence. In this state, he connected with the divine and received revelation, highlighting the transformative power of seclusion and stillness. Philosophers and mystics across traditions have long recognized that true understanding arises not from accumulation, but from quiet attention. Laozi, the ancient Chinese philosopher, wrote in the Tao Te Ching, "The sage is still, allowing things to arise and pass away." Laozi invites us to live like the still water, allowing things to come and go, untouched by the turbulence around us. This teaching encourages us to become a quiet observer of life, rather than an anxious participant, to be as the calm lake that reflects the sky clearly, only when it is undisturbed. One may wonder, how can we practice stillness in a world that never stops moving? The key is not to withdraw from life entirely, but to find moments of intentional pause. Much like the rest between musical notes, these pauses create harmony, allowing the music of life to emerge. In stillness, we cultivate the capacity to see beyond appearances and touch the essence of things. The mind's chatter subsides, and the soul's voice can finally be heard. Consider the modern practice of mindfulness, which has its roots in both Buddhist meditation and Stoic philosophy. Mindfulness is not about changing what happens around us, but about cultivating a state of awareness that allows us to experience life fully, without getting lost in it. This practice aligns with the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, who advocated for a calm and receptive mind. Marcus wrote in his Meditations, "People look for retreats for themselves in the country, by the sea, or in the mountains, but there is nowhere that a person can find a more peaceful and trouble-free retreat than in his own mind." In other words, stillness is not a place we go to. It's a state we cultivate within. For many of us, this journey into stillness can feel daunting. After all, the mind resists quiet. It thrives on stimulation, planning, and reliving the past or forecasting the future. But in making space for silence, we discover an incredible truth, that behind the endless noise of the mind lies a vast reservoir of peace, a space untouched by worry, regret, or fear. It is within this space that our truest wisdom resides. Think of the mind as a pond. When disturbed, the surface becomes rippled, distorting the reflections it holds. Only when it is calm can it mirror things clearly. Our consciousness functions much the same way. When agitated by worries, doubts, and distractions, we lose sight of our true self. But in stillness, we gain clarity. In silence, we glimpse our soul's reflection. In the Jewish tradition, this idea is beautifully expressed in the concept of Shabbat, a sacred day of rest. Shabbat invites practitioners to cease their work, set aside distractions, and reconnect with their deeper selves, their family, and the divine. It's a time to stop and remember that our worth is not defined by productivity or external achievement, but by our inherent divine nature. Shabbat teaches that we are not only human doings, but human beings, and that being requires space, quiet, and reflection. In these sacred pauses, life becomes richer and more meaningful. This practice of silence does not necessarily require hours of meditation or isolation. It can be as simple as a few moments each day, a mindful breath, a quiet walk in nature, or a short pause before making decisions. By incorporating small moments of stillness into our lives, we begin to cultivate an inner sanctuary that we can return to at any time. Over time, this sanctuary grows, becoming a source of strength and clarity, a place where we are reminded of our true essence. Our deepest insights often arise when we're not actively seeking them, but simply allowing them to surface. Just as seeds sprout in the dark soil, wisdom often emerges in the quiet spaces of our lives, taking root in silence before blossoming into understanding. Silence is a teacher, guiding us to answers we might never find in the bustle of life. And so, as we move forward, let us honor the power of stillness. Let us remember that beyond the noise lies a vast, quiet space where we meet our truest selves, where we encounter the divine, In this sacred silence, we find peace, purpose, and a profound connection to all that is. By embracing stillness amidst the noise, we discover the eternal truth that while the world around us may be chaotic, within us lies a sanctuary that remains forever calm, a wellspring of wisdom and love that cannot be disturbed. There is a paradox that runs through nearly all spiritual teachings. To gain everything, we must be willing to let go, whether it's the stories we hold, the material possessions we cling to, or the expectations we have of ourselves and others. Detachment is a timeless path to true freedom, but detachment is not cold indifference. Rather, it is a state of serene acceptance, an openness to the flow of life, without forcing, resisting, or fearing what may come. In letting go, we free ourselves to experience life more fully, for we are no longer limited by attachment to outcomes. The ancient Hindu text, the Bhagavad Gita, offers a powerful teaching on this subject. Krishna, speaking to Arjuna on the battlefield, instructs him to act without attachment. The essence of this teaching is that we can be active participants in life, fulfilling our roles and responsibilities without being attached to the results. Detachment does not mean inaction, but engaging fully while releasing the need for things to turn out a specific way. By letting go of our attachment to the outcome, we free ourselves from disappointment and suffering. The result is an inner stability that cannot be shaken by the external. In the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, we find the reminder of tawakkul, which means reliance on God. Tawakkul invites us to release control, to trust that even when things don't go according to our plans, they unfold as they are meant to. This trust requires surrender, a letting go of our belief that we must orchestrate every detail of our lives. In this surrender, we discover a profound freedom, for we are no longer bound by the illusion of control. We move with the flow of divine timing, trusting that each experience, whether pleasurable or painful, has its purpose in our growth. Detachment is also woven into the Buddhist teachings on anatta, or the doctrine of no self. Buddhism suggests that suffering arises from attachment to things that are inherently impermanent, possessions, people, and even the self-image we hold. By practicing non-attachment, we begin to see beyond these temporary identities, recognizing that they are but fleeting forms within a much larger whole. When we release our grasp on the things that we falsely believe define us, we find liberation. We learn to flow with life rather than grasping at its fleeting moments. This is not to say that detachment is easy. It is, in fact, one of the hardest practices. We have all experienced moments where something we loved or desired slipped away. A relationship that ended, a career that didn't go as planned, or an ideal version of ourselves that didn't materialize. The pain of loss is real, but it becomes our greatest teacher when we approach it with a willingness to let go. As Rumi said, "Do not grieve. Anything you lose comes in another form." These words point to the ultimate truth of detachment, that nothing is ever truly lost, for all things are interconnected and continuously transforming. The Taoist concept of Wu Wei, effortless action, beautifully embodies the principle of detachment. In Wu Wei, there is an understanding that things work best when they are allowed to unfold naturally, without forcing or clinging. Imagine a river. It does not struggle to flow, nor does it fight against obstacles. It simply flows around them, adapting to the path that opens before it. By letting go of our need to control, we become like the river, moving gracefully around life's obstacles and finding ease in the journey. In embracing Wu Wei, we discover that letting go does not mean giving up. It means releasing the struggle and moving in harmony with the greater flow of existence. Consider the lesson of the tree in winter. In autumn, it willingly lets go of its leaves, not out of despair, but out of necessity. The tree knows it must shed what is no longer needed to conserve energy for the harsh winter ahead. And so, it lets go, standing bare and exposed, trusting that spring will come again and bring new growth. The wisdom of nature teaches us that letting go is part of the cycle of renewal. We must shed the old to make way for the new, whether it is outdated beliefs, past attachments, or unfulfilled dreams. The act of releasing becomes the very foundation upon which new life is born. In Christianity, Jesus teaches a similar message. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will find it. This profound statement speaks to the concept of surrender, the willingness to let go of our personal agendas to align with something greater. It is in losing our attachment to self-centered pursuits that we uncover a deeper purpose, a life aligned with divine intention. Jesus' teaching reminds us that in surrendering our desire to control, we open ourselves to receive something far more profound, a life of meaning, connected to a purpose beyond our individual desires. This journey of letting go is not about renouncing the world, but about engaging with it from a place of openness. When we release attachment, we begin to experience a new level of joy in the simplest things. We find beauty in moments as they are, rather than as we wish them to be. We stop waiting for happiness in the next accomplishment or possession, and realize that joy is a state we carry within, available in any moment. Yet, detachment does not mean isolation. The Sufi mystics remind us that we can love deeply, care passionately, and commit fully while remaining unattached. They often speak of being in the world but not of it, a state where one is fully engaged in life yet rooted in a deep inner knowing that all things are transitory. This teaching allows us to enjoy relationships, experiences, and successes without clinging to them. Love, when freed from attachment, becomes expansive, allowing others to be themselves and accepting each experience as a gift rather than a possession. To practice detachment is to embark on a journey of inner freedom. We learn to let go of expectations, allowing life to unfold in ways that might surprise us. In this surrender, we discover a deeper faith, a trust that what comes is meant to come, and what leaves is meant to leave. And though the process may be challenging, the rewards are immense. We step out of the endless cycle of craving and aversion, finding peace in the present moment. Ultimately, detachment brings us closer to our true self, the part of us that is untouched by loss or gain. It is the soul, the core essence that remains steady amidst the ebb and flow of life. As we let go of what no longer serves us, we reconnect with this inner source, finding clarity, peace, and a boundless love that flows effortlessly through us and into the world. In the fast-paced noise of the world, silence has become almost elusive. Yet within the depths of stillness, the soul finds clarity and connection that nothing else can offer. This chapter delves into the art of silence, a powerful tool in accessing inner peace, wisdom, and insight, a state where the distractions of the external world fade, and we reconnect with our true essence. In the silence, we often hear the voice of truth more clearly than in any spoken word. Consider the story of the prophet Elijah from the Old Testament. In the Book of Kings, Elijah sought the presence of God. On Mount Horeb, a powerful wind came, then an earthquake, followed by a fire. But God was not in any of these mighty forces. Instead, Elijah encountered the divine in the still small voice that came afterward. This profound silence was where he found his answer. In a place beyond the intensity of noise and chaos, Elijah's experience is a reminder that the voice of truth often speaks in the quiet spaces within us, where clarity and divine guidance reside. Similarly, Islamic teachings emphasize the importance of contemplation and reflection, often in silence. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, regularly withdrew to the cave of Hira to meditate and reflect, seeking solitude to commune with God. This practice, known as tafakkur, or reflection, is a key concept in Islam, encouraging believers to look inward and contemplate the signs of God in both themselves and the universe. Silence here is not just the absence of sound. It is the space in which inner growth occurs, where understanding blossoms, and where the heart opens to the mysteries of creation. In the Eastern tradition, Lao Tzu, the ancient Chinese philosopher and author of the Tao Te Ching, also praised silence and inner stillness. Silence is a source of great strength, he wrote. This wisdom reflects the Taoist understanding of Wu Wei, or effortless action. By embracing stillness, we align with the natural rhythm of the universe, allowing us to act in harmony with it rather than against it. Silence is not about inaction, but about finding the most authentic response in each moment, one that arises from a place of calm understanding rather than impulse or reaction. Inner stillness, however, can be challenging. We live in a world that often equates productivity with constant movement and sound, where silence can seem empty or uncomfortable. But silence is the fertile ground from which creativity and insight emerge. When we quiet the mind, we open a channel to the intuition that knows beyond logic and reason. In Christian teachings, Jesus often withdrew from the crowds to seek solitude and pray. These moments were crucial for him, a source of replenishment and reconnection to his divine purpose. This practice of retreat, of turning inward, highlights the wisdom of balancing external action with inner stillness. Silence also cultivates a sense of presence. When we are silent, we become more attuned to the subtleties of life, aware of each moment as it unfolds. Buddhist philosophy refers to this as mindfulness, a state of complete presence in the here and now. By observing our thoughts without attachment, we allow them to pass without letting them dictate our state of being. In silence, we become observers of our own inner landscape, gaining insight into the patterns of the mind. This awareness brings freedom, for it enables us to respond consciously rather than react unconsciously to life's challenges. The wisdom of silence teaches us to listen, to others, to ourselves, and to the divine. As the Quran says, "And when the Quran is recited, then listen to it and pay attention that you may receive mercy." 7:2-4. The act of listening is deeply transformative, for in truly listening, we create space for others to express themselves fully. Listening allows us to step out of our own stories and meet others where they are, fostering compassion and understanding. Silence thus becomes an act of generosity, a gift of our presence to others and to ourselves. There is also a profound freedom that arises in silence. It releases us from the need to prove, explain, or justify ourselves. In stillness, we are enough. We don't need to do anything to be complete, to be worthy, to be loved. This freedom from validation liberates us from the noise of judgment and comparison. When we embrace silence, we step into a space where we are free from external influences and can connect to our true selves. It is here that we find the courage to be authentic, to be who we truly are without fear of rejection or approval. In Jewish mysticism, or Kabbalah, there is a concept of the ayin, or nothingness, a divine emptiness that holds infinite potential. The Kabbalists teach that in this state of nothingness, all creation emerges. Similarly, in silence, we encounter our own ayin, a place where the ego's illusions fade, and we connect to the limitless potential within us. Silence becomes a doorway to our divine nature, a reminder that we are more than our identities, more than our fears and desires. In embracing silence, we tap into a vast, unspoken wisdom that exists beyond words. The journey into silence may lead us to confront our own inner restlessness, our fears, and unresolved emotions. But this is part of the path, for true peace is not the absence of struggle, but the ability to be at peace with whatever arises. Like the calm at the center of a storm, silence offers refuge and strength, a reminder that we can remain steady and grounded no matter how chaotic the world around us may become. This inner stillness is our anchor, a place of unwavering peace that is always available, regardless of external circumstances. In the modern world, where information flows endlessly and noise fills nearly every moment, cultivating silence can seem countercultural. But this very act of stepping back, of creating space, is an act of empowerment. Silence is the wellspring of strength, resilience, and wisdom. It is where we renew ourselves, reconnect with our purpose, and find the clarity needed to navigate life's complexities. The more we return to this place of silence, the more we realize that it holds all the answers we seek. Ultimately, silence is where we meet ourselves, stripped of pretense and distraction. It is in the stillness that we come face to face with our own soul, discovering the vastness and beauty within. And as we learn to embrace this inner silence, we carry its peace into the world, becoming beacons of calm and clarity for others. The journey to silence is a journey to the heart of existence, to the essence of who we are. It is in this silence that we find the wisdom, strength, and love that transcend all understanding. At the core of our existence lies a profound and transformative power, the capacity for love. Love is not merely an emotion. It is a force that connects us to one another and to the universe. It transcends barriers and boundaries, weaving a tapestry of relationships that enrich our lives. As we explore the journey of the heart, we recognize that love is both a destination and a path, a journey that leads us to deeper understanding, compassion, and unity with all of creation. In Christianity, love is foundational. Jesus emphasized its importance in his teachings, famously declaring, "You shall love your neighbor as yourself." Matthew 22:39. This commandment calls us to extend the same kindness and understanding to others that we seek for ourselves. Love in this context is not passive. It is active and dynamic, requiring us to engage with the world around us with compassion and empathy. It invites us to see the divine in each person, to recognize that every individual carries a spark of the Creator within them. The story of the Good Samaritan serves as a powerful example of this principle. In this parable, Jesus illustrates that love knows no boundaries, cultural, social, or religious. The Samaritan, a figure typically viewed with disdain by the Jews of the time, saw a wounded man and chose to help him without hesitation. He embodied the essence of love, seeing beyond differences and acting with compassion. This story reminds us that love is a bridge that connects us, urging us to extend our hands and hearts to those in need, regardless of their background. Islam too places great emphasis on love and compassion. The very name of God, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, translates to the most gracious, the most merciful. This divine quality serves as a model for humanity, inviting us to cultivate compassion in our hearts and lives. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, exemplified this principle throughout his life. His kindness towards the vulnerable, his forgiveness of enemies, and his unwavering dedication to justice reflect a heart attuned to love. One poignant story from the life of the Prophet highlights this beautifully. After enduring significant persecution and hardship in Mecca, he sought refuge in the city of Medina. Rather than seeking revenge or harboring resentment towards those who had wronged him, he chose to extend love and forgiveness. He built bridges between communities, promoting unity and compassion among diverse groups. His example teaches us that love has the power to heal wounds, reconcile differences, and build harmonious relationships. In Judaism, love is central to the covenantal relationship between God and humanity. The Shema, a foundational prayer in Judaism, proclaims, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your might." Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 4-5. This commandment emphasizes that love is a holistic endeavor, encompassing our entire being. Loving God is intrinsically linked to loving our fellow human beings. It is a call to embody compassion in every aspect of our lives. Consider the story of Rabbi Akiva, a renowned Jewish teacher known for his profound understanding of love. He famously stated that the essence of the Torah is found in the commandment to love your neighbor as yourself. Leviticus 19:18. His life was a testament to this principle. Despite facing persecution and hardship, Rabbi Akiva dedicated himself to teaching and nurturing love within his community. His legacy illustrates that love is an active force that transforms lives and communities, igniting a spark of hope and unity, even in the darkest of times. In many philosophical traditions, love is viewed as a pathway to enlightenment and understanding. The ancient Greek philosopher Plato described love as a divine madness, a force that drives us to seek beauty, truth, and ultimately, the divine. This notion invites us to see love as a journey, a quest that leads us beyond ourselves toward a higher understanding of existence. In this light, love becomes a transformative power, guiding us toward growth and evolution as we connect with others. Yet, as we journey through life, we may encounter barriers that hinder our capacity to love. Fear, resentment, and past traumas can create walls around our hearts, isolating us from authentic connections. The journey of the heart invites us to confront these obstacles, to recognize that love requires vulnerability and openness. Embracing our own humanity, our flaws, fears, and insecurities, enables us to extend grace and compassion to others. An analogy can be drawn from the natural world. Just as a garden requires tending, removing weeds, nurturing soil, and planting seeds of hope, our hearts need similar care. When we allow love to flow freely, it cultivates a garden of compassion, empathy, and understanding. This garden flourishes when we are willing to let go of past grievances, forgive ourselves and others, and open ourselves to new possibilities. It is in this fertile ground that love grows, blossoming into acts of kindness, patience, and connection. The journey of the heart also teaches us that love is not always easy. It can be challenging to extend compassion to those who hurt us, or to remain open in the face of adversity. Yet, it is precisely in these moments of difficulty that love reveals its true power. Love invites us to transcend our instinctual reactions, to choose understanding over judgment and compassion over anger. It reminds us that our shared humanity is greater than our individual differences. In embracing love, we tap into a reservoir of strength that empowers us to navigate the complexities of life with grace. It is the balm that soothes wounds, the light that dispels darkness, and the thread that weaves us together in the fabric of existence. Love is a force that connects us to our true selves and to one another, fostering a sense of belonging and purpose. As we embark on this journey of the heart, we begin to understand that love is both a personal and collective endeavor. When we love ourselves, acknowledging our worth and embracing our imperfections, we create a solid foundation for loving others. Self-love is not selfish. It is an essential prerequisite for cultivating genuine compassion in the world. When we honor our own hearts, we become more attuned to the hearts of those around us, capable of extending kindness and understanding even in challenging circumstances. The journey of the heart ultimately leads us to a profound realization. Love is the essence of life. It is the thread that binds us to our fellow beings, the force that fuels our dreams, and the source of joy that illuminates our path. As we cultivate love in our hearts, we not only transform our own lives, but also contribute to the healing of the world. The journey is ongoing, a never-ending exploration of the depths of our humanity. In every act of kindness, in every moment of compassion, we participate in a sacred dance of love that transcends time and space. As we journey further into the depths of our existence, we encounter a profound realization. Within each of us lies a divine spark, an essence that connects us to the cosmos and the Creator. This awakening to our inner divinity is not merely a philosophical concept. It is a transformative experience that reshapes our understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. Recognizing this truth invites us to embrace our inherent worth, cultivate our potential, and manifest our true purpose in life. In many spiritual traditions, including the Abrahamic faiths, the idea of human beings as reflections of the divine is a central tenet. In Islam, the Quran states that humanity is created in the best of stature. Quran 95:4. This acknowledgement of our nobility and potential emphasizes that we are imbued with qualities that mirror those of the divine. It is a call to awaken to our greatness and to embody the virtues of compassion, justice, and wisdom that are characteristic of our Creator. Christianity echoes this sentiment, particularly in the teachings of Jesus, who spoke of the kingdom of God being within us. Luke 17:21. This powerful declaration implies that we carry within us the essence of the divine, a potential that can be realized through love, service, and the pursuit of righteousness. The path to awakening lies not in seeking external validation, but in turning inward, exploring the depths of our hearts and souls to uncover the divine light that resides there. Judaism teaches a similar principle through the concept of Tselem Elohim, or being made in the image of God, Genesis chapter 1:27. This profound truth invites us to recognize our inherent dignity and the sacredness of our existence. The Jewish tradition emphasizes the responsibility that comes with this recognition, to act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with God, Micah 6:8. Our divinity is not just an identity, it is a call to action, urging us to engage with the world in meaningful ways. An enlightening analogy can be drawn from the concept of the seed. When a seed is planted in fertile soil, it has the potential to grow into a magnificent tree, reaching toward the heavens. However, this potential remains dormant until the seed is nurtured and given the right conditions to thrive. Similarly, the divine spark within us requires cultivation through self-awareness, reflection, and intentional actions. As we nourish our inner lives, we begin to blossom into our true selves, expressing the qualities that reflect the divine nature. In the journey of awakening, we often encounter obstacles that obscure our connection to our inner divinity. Fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs can cloud our vision and prevent us from realizing our full potential. The teachings of various philosophers and mystics emphasize the importance of overcoming these barriers to embrace our authentic selves. The Sufi poet Rumi beautifully captured this idea when he wrote, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." Our struggles and challenges are not just hindrances. They are opportunities for growth and transformation. As we confront our fears and insecurities, we also cultivate resilience, a vital quality that empowers us to rise above adversity and embrace our divine nature. Resilience allows us to view challenges as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. It reminds us that setbacks are a natural part of the journey, and it is through these experiences that we learn, grow, and ultimately awaken to our inner divinity. The practice of mindfulness and self-reflection is essential in this process of awakening. When we take the time to sit in stillness and observe our thoughts and emotions, we create space for self-discovery. This introspective journey invites us to explore our desires, fears, and dreams, illuminating the aspects of ourselves that yearn for expression. Through mindfulness, we can detach from the chaos of external influences, allowing us to connect with our true selves and the divine essence that resides within. In embracing our inner divinity, we also recognize the interconnectedness of all beings. The realization that we are part of a larger tapestry of life fosters a sense of compassion and empathy towards others. When we see ourselves in others, we are less likely to judge and more inclined to support and uplift. This understanding echoes the teachings of many spiritual traditions, which emphasize the importance of community and collective responsibility. The Talmud, a central text in Jewish tradition, states, "Whoever saves a single life saves the world entire." This wisdom encapsulates the profound impact of our actions on the greater whole. When we act from a place of love and compassion, we contribute to the awakening of others, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond our immediate circles. Each act of kindness and understanding nourishes the divine spark in ourselves and in those around us, fostering a sense of unity and interconnectedness. As we journey toward awakening, we are called to embody our inner divinity in practical ways. This involves aligning our thoughts, words, and actions with the virtues we seek to cultivate. It requires intentionality and commitment to living authentically, guided by the principles of love, justice, and compassion. When we embrace our divinity, we become conduits for positive change, inspiring others to awaken to their own potential. The journey of awakening is not a solitary endeavor. It is a collective process that calls us to support and uplift one another. We can create spaces of belonging where individuals feel safe to explore their inner worlds and express their authentic selves. This involves fostering environments that celebrate diversity, encourage vulnerability, and promote understanding. In such spaces, we can recognize the unique gifts and contributions of each person, acknowledging that our differences enrich the tapestry of life. As we awaken to our inner divinity, we also become more attuned to the beauty and wonder of the world around us. Nature, in all its splendor, reflects the divine qualities inherent in creation, the intricate patterns of a flower, the vastness of the sky, and the harmony of a symphony. all serve as reminders of the sacredness of existence. When we embrace this awareness, we cultivate a sense of gratitude and reverence for life itself. The practice of gratitude is a transformative tool on our journey toward awakening. When we cultivate gratitude, we shift our focus from scarcity to abundance, recognizing the blessings that surround us. This shift in perspective opens our hearts to receive and share love more freely. It fosters a sense of interconnectedness, reminding us that we are all part of a greater whole, contributing to the symphony of existence. In the grand tapestry of life, each thread, each individual, plays a vital role. Our journey of awakening is not just about personal enlightenment. It is about contributing to the awakening of humanity as a whole. As we embrace our inner divinity, we become agents of change, working toward a world that reflects love, compassion, and understanding. In this sacred journey, let us remember that awakening is not a destination, but an ongoing process. It is a continuous exploration of our inner selves and our relationship with the divine and with one another. Each moment presents an opportunity to awaken to our potential, to embody love, and to contribute to the world in meaningful ways. As we awaken to our inner divinity, we inevitably face a profound question. What is our purpose? The recognition of our inherent worth and divine potential naturally leads us to consider how we can use our gifts to serve others and contribute to the greater good. This call to service is not merely an obligation. It is a sacred invitation to embody the virtues of love, compassion, and kindness that arise from our awakening. In the narratives of the Abrahamic faiths, we find numerous examples of individuals who exemplified the transformative power of service, from the Prophet Muhammad, who devoted his life to helping the marginalized and oppressed, to Jesus, who healed the sick and welcomed the outcast. These figures remind us that true greatness lies not in the pursuit of power or wealth, but in our ability to uplift others. The Quran emphasizes this principle, stating, "And do good. Indeed, Allah loves the doers of good." Quran 2:195. This verse encapsulates the essence of our divine calling, to engage in acts of goodness that resonate with our inner selves and reflect the qualities of the divine. Service is a manifestation of our awakening, an expression of the love and compassion that flows from recognizing our shared humanity. Similarly, the teachings of Christianity underscore the importance of service as an expression of faith. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus states, "For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink." Matthew 25:35. Here, Jesus reminds us that our service to others is an act of devotion to the divine. When we serve those in need, we encounter the presence of the sacred in our midst. In Judaism, the concept of tikkun olam, or repairing the world, highlights the collective responsibility to engage in acts of justice and kindness. This philosophy encourages us to recognize our interconnectedness and to act in ways that contribute to the healing and betterment of society. Each of us has a role to play in this divine mission, and it is through our actions that we can manifest the values we hold dear. The call to service is not confined to grand gestures. It often unfolds in the small, everyday acts of kindness that weave the fabric of our lives. An encouraging word to a friend, a helping hand to a neighbor, or a listening ear for someone in distress. These seemingly simple acts hold immense power. They create ripples of love and connection that transcend boundaries and foster a sense of belonging. An illuminating analogy can be drawn from the act of tending to a garden. When we nurture plants, we do not simply focus on our own garden. We contribute to the health of the entire ecosystem. Each plant, flower, and tree plays a role in creating a harmonious environment. Similarly, our acts of service contribute to the flourishing of our communities, enhancing the overall well-being of humanity. When we serve others, we become stewards of love, tending to the garden of life in which we all coexist. The philosophy of Ubuntu, rooted in African wisdom, embodies this interconnectedness beautifully. The word Ubuntu translates to, "I am because we are," emphasizing the idea that our humanity is intrinsically linked to the humanity of others. This perspective encourages us to act with empathy and compassion, recognizing that our well-being is tied to the well-being of those around us. The spirit of Ubuntu challenges us to expand our circles of concern and to engage in service that uplifts not just ourselves, but the entire community. In embracing our call to service, we often encounter moments of doubt and fear. The inner critic may whisper that we are not enough, that our contributions are too small to make a difference. Yet history is filled with stories of individuals whose small acts of kindness sparked significant change. Mother Teresa, whose name has become synonymous with compassion, dedicated her life to serving the poorest of the poor in Calcutta. Her unwavering commitment to service, though seemingly humble, inspired a global movement of love and charity. Every time we choose to act with love, we amplify the energy of kindness in the world. It is essential to remember that no act of service is too small or insignificant. The collective impact of our actions creates a powerful force for good, fostering a culture of compassion and empathy that transcends divisions and inspires others to join the cause. The practice of service also invites us to confront our biases and assumptions. It challenges us to step outside our comfort zones and engage with those whose experiences differ from our own. This is where true growth occurs, when we listen, learn, and empathize with others. The teachings of various spiritual traditions encourage us to approach service with an open heart, free from judgment and eager to understand. In Islam, the concept of sadaqah, or voluntary charity, emphasizes the importance of giving without expectation. This practice of selfless service invites us to cultivate an attitude of generosity that goes beyond monetary contributions. It encourages us to offer our time, skills, and love to uplift those around us. The act of giving becomes a means of expressing gratitude for our own blessings while recognizing the struggles of others. As we immerse ourselves in the act of service, we also discover a deeper connection to our own purpose. When we align our actions with our values and passions, we find fulfillment that transcends material pursuits. Serving others becomes a pathway to discovering our unique contributions to the world. In this journey of self-discovery, we realize that our purpose is intertwined with the collective purpose of humanity, to uplift, support, and nurture one another. The journey of service is not without challenges. We may encounter resistance, indifference, or even hostility in our efforts to make a difference. In such moments, it is essential to draw strength from our inner divinity and the values we hold dear. Our commitment to service becomes a beacon of hope, reminding us that even in the face of adversity, our efforts can inspire change. As we navigate the complexities of service, we must also prioritize self-care. We cannot pour from an empty cup. Nurturing our well-being allows us to show up fully for others. Engaging in practices that replenish our spirit, whether through meditation, nature walks, or creative expression, enables us to serve from a place of abundance and joy. It is through our own healing that we can better support the healing of others. Ultimately, the call to service invites us to embrace our roles as co-creators of a better world. It is a sacred duty that empowers us to embody our divine purpose and to act in ways that uplift humanity. By recognizing the interconnectedness of all life, we awaken to the profound truth that our actions ripple through the fabric of existence. In the grand tapestry of life, we are all threads woven together, each contributing to the beauty and complexity of the whole. As we heed the call to service, let us remember that we are not alone on this journey. Our collective efforts create a symphony of love, compassion, and understanding that has the power to transform lives. As we continue our journey toward understanding our divine purpose, we arrive at a pivotal moment, the awakening of our authentic selves. This awakening is a profound realization that transcends mere self-awareness. It is a radical acceptance of who we truly are, unencumbered by societal expectations, fears, and the conditioning that often keeps us from stepping into our full potential. The concept of authenticity resonates deeply across cultures and philosophies. In the teachings of Islam, there is a powerful notion of nafs, or the self. The journey of understanding and refining our nafs is seen as essential to our spiritual growth. The Quran encourages believers to seek inner truth, stating, "And the soul, and he who proportioned it, and inspired it with a discernment of its wickedness and its righteousness." Quran 91:7-8. This passage invites us to explore the dualities within us, recognizing that the journey to authenticity involves confronting both our light and shadow selves. To unveil our authentic selves, we must first acknowledge the masks we wear, the roles we adopt to fit into societal molds, the personas we cultivate to seek validation, and the fears that compel us to hide our true essence. Like the story of the prodigal son in Christianity, our journey often involves wandering away from our true selves, getting lost in the noise of the world, only to find our way back home to the core of our being. The son's return signifies not only repentance, but also a profound awakening to his true identity, reminding us that the path to authenticity often requires humility and courage. In Judaism, the concept of teshuvah, returning to one's true self, serves as a guiding principle. This practice encourages individuals to reflect on their actions and motivations, to seek forgiveness, and ultimately to return to their authentic nature. The act of returning is not merely about correcting mistakes. It is about rediscovering who we are at our essence, stripped of the layers that society has imposed upon us. To facilitate this awakening, we must cultivate a mindset of curiosity and exploration, like a gardener tending to a plant. We must nurture the seeds of authenticity within us. This involves creating space for self-reflection, allowing ourselves to delve into our thoughts, emotions, and desires without judgment. Journaling, meditation, and mindful practices provide fertile ground for this introspection. enabling us to sift through the noise and uncover the truth of our being. An illuminating analogy can be drawn from the metamorphosis of a caterpillar into a butterfly. This transformation requires a period of darkness and solitude, where the caterpillar retreats into its chrysalis, undergoing a profound internal shift. During this time, it sheds its former self, embracing the discomfort of change. Similarly, our journey toward authenticity often requires us to confront uncomfortable truths and allow ourselves to be vulnerable. It is in this cocoon of introspection that we begin to recognize the beauty of our true selves. As we peel away the layers of conditioning, we often encounter deep-seated fears and insecurities. The voice of doubt may whisper that we are unworthy or inadequate, but we must remember that these thoughts do not define us. In the wisdom of various spiritual traditions, we find encouragement to embrace our inherent worth. In Christianity, the belief that we are made in the image of the divine reinforces the notion that we possess an innate value that cannot be diminished by external judgments. Furthermore, the practice of self-compassion is vital in this journey. Just as we would extend kindness to a friend grappling with their insecurities, we must learn to treat ourselves with the same compassion. This involves acknowledging our flaws and imperfections without allowing them to overshadow our intrinsic worth. The act of self-forgiveness frees us from the shackles of past mistakes, allowing us to move forward with grace and authenticity. The awakening to our authentic selves also calls for a reevaluation of our relationships. We must examine the connections we nurture and consider whether they uplift or diminish us. As we embrace our true identities, we may find that certain relationships no longer resonate with our values and aspirations. This can be a difficult realization, but letting go of toxic connections creates space for healthier, more aligned relationships that support our growth. Moreover, the company we keep can profoundly influence our journey toward authenticity. Surrounding ourselves with individuals who inspire us, challenge us, and celebrate our true selves can serve as a catalyst for our awakening. In the spirit of the Hadith, the person is upon the religion of his close friend. We recognize the importance of aligning ourselves with those who encourage us to live authentically and pursue our divine purpose. As we embark on this journey of awakening, it is essential to remember that authenticity is not a destination, but an ongoing process. Our true selves are not fixed. They are ever evolving, shaped by our experiences, insights, and growth. Embracing this fluidity allows us to remain open to change and to honor the journey of becoming, rather than clinging to rigid definitions of who we should be. In this process, we must also cultivate resilience. The path to authenticity may be fraught with challenges, criticism, and moments of self-doubt. However, it is through these trials that we forge a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. The teachings of various faiths emphasize the importance of perseverance in the face of adversity. In the Quran, Allah reassures us, "So verily, with the hardship, there is relief." Quran 94:6. This verse reminds us that even in the darkest moments, there is a promise of light and growth. As we embrace our authentic selves, we begin to align our actions with our values. This alignment fosters a sense of purpose and fulfillment, guiding us toward the choices and endeavors that resonate with our true essence. The journey of authenticity is ultimately a journey of empowerment. As we reclaim our voices and step into our roles as co-creators of our lives, having journeyed through the labyrinth of self-discovery and awakened to our authentic selves, we arrive at a crucial juncture, the call to action. This moment beckons us to step beyond contemplation and into the realm of manifestation, where our newfound insights and revelations are translated into tangible actions that align with our divine purpose. The challenge lies not just in recognizing our calling, but in mustering the courage to respond to it with intentionality and determination. In the rich tapestry of spiritual traditions, the theme of purposeful action resonates profoundly. In Islam, the concept of amal, actions, highlights the importance of engaging in good deeds and living a life of purpose. The Quran emphasizes this commitment to action, stating, "And whoever does righteous deeds, whether male or female, while he is a believer, those will enter paradise." Quran 124. This verse serves as a reminder that our beliefs must be accompanied by meaningful actions that reflect our values and aspirations. Similarly, in Christianity, the Book of James urges believers to be doers of the word and not hearers only. James chapter 1:22. This call to action encourages us to embody our faith through tangible expressions of love, compassion, and service. It reminds us that true faith is demonstrated not only in belief, but also in the actions we take to uplift others and contribute to the world around us. The Hebrew concept of tikkun olam, or repairing the world, encapsulates this ethos beautifully. It speaks to the responsibility each individual carries to engage in actions that bring healing, justice, and compassion to the world. This call to action transcends personal ambition. It is a collective endeavor that invites us to play our part in fostering a more harmonious and just society. To heed this call, we must first cultivate clarity about our values, passions, and the unique gifts we bring to the world. What stirs our hearts? What issues ignite our spirits? Identifying the areas where we feel most compelled to contribute is the first step toward meaningful action. This process often involves introspection and exploration, seeking experiences that resonate with our authentic selves and allow us to align our actions with our values. An illuminating analogy can be drawn from the story of Moses in the Abrahamic traditions. Moses was called to lead his people out of slavery, a daunting task fraught with challenges and uncertainties. However, it was through his unwavering faith and willingness to act in service of a greater purpose that he fulfilled his divine calling. Just as Moses confronted his fears and doubts, we too must summon the courage to step into our roles as agents of change, trusting that we are equipped to fulfill our unique destinies. As we embark on this journey of action, it is essential to cultivate a mindset of abundance and possibility. Often, self-doubt and fear can act as barriers to our willingness to take bold steps. We may convince ourselves that we lack the necessary skills, resources, or influence to make a difference. Yet, spiritual teachings across traditions remind us that we are never alone in our endeavors. In Judaism, the concept of Hashgacha Pratit, divine providence, teaches us that our efforts are supported by a higher power. This belief encourages us to trust that our intentions will attract the resources and opportunities needed to bring our visions to fruition. In practical terms, manifesting our divine purpose often involves setting specific actionable goals that align with our values and passions. These goals act as stepping stones, guiding us along our path and providing a framework for our actions. By breaking down larger aspirations into manageable tasks, we create a roadmap that allows us to navigate the journey with clarity and focus. However, it is crucial to remain flexible and open to the unfolding of our paths. The universe often has its own timing and may present opportunities that differ from our original plans. Just as a river flows and adapts to its surroundings, we too must cultivate the ability to pivot and adjust our course as needed. This flexibility allows us to remain receptive to new insights, connections, and experiences that can enrich our journey and deepen our impact. Moreover, the power of collaboration cannot be overstated. Engaging with like-minded individuals and communities can amplify our efforts and broaden our reach. In Islam, the concept of Ummah, the community of believers, reminds us of the strength found in unity and collective action. By collaborating with others who share our vision, we can pool our resources, skills, and networks to create a greater impact. As we engage in this collective endeavor, it is essential to approach our actions with humility and a spirit of service. The journey toward manifesting our divine purpose is not merely about personal gain or recognition. It is about contributing to the greater good and uplifting others along the way. The teachings of the Buddha emphasize the importance of compassion in action, reminding us that true fulfillment arises from selfless service and the alleviation of suffering. To sustain our momentum on this path, we must also cultivate resilience and patience. The process of manifesting our purpose can be challenging, and setbacks are an inevitable part of the journey. In these moments, it is essential to draw upon our inner strength and remind ourselves of the larger vision that fuels our actions. The wisdom of various spiritual traditions encourages us to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation. In the face of adversity, we can lean into our faith, trusting that our efforts will bear fruit in due time. As we draw this exploration of self-discovery and purposeful action to a close, we reflect on the profound journey we have undertaken together. We have navigated the intricate landscapes of our inner selves, delved into the depths of spiritual wisdom from the Abrahamic traditions and beyond, and recognized the call to manifest our divine purpose in the world. This journey began with the fundamental understanding that we are each born with a unique essence and potential, a divine spark waiting to be ignited. Through the process of introspection and self-awareness, we learn to peel back the layers that obscure our true selves, uncovering the passions, values, and gifts that define our existence. In doing so, we have embraced the richness of our identities, recognizing that our experiences, both joyous and challenging, shape the tapestry of our lives. Armed with this newfound clarity, we discovered the significance of translating our insights into action. The teachings of Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and other spiritual philosophies have illuminated the path before us, urging us to embody our beliefs through meaningful deeds that uplift ourselves and others. We have recognized the transformative power of intentional action, understanding that it is not merely a reflection of our convictions, but a manifestation of our divine purpose. In our pursuit of this purpose, we have been reminded of the importance of community and collaboration. The strength of unity, as highlighted in various traditions, empowers us to amplify our impact and foster connections that enrich our lives. Together, we can create a ripple effect of love, compassion, and positive change in the world, a legacy that transcends our individual journeys. Throughout this journey, we have also acknowledged the necessity of resilience and patience. As we navigate the inevitable challenges and setbacks, we cultivate a mindset of growth and adaptability, drawing strength from our faith and the support of our communities. Gratitude becomes our guiding light, reminding us of the abundance in our lives and the interconnectedness of all beings. Ultimately, embracing our divine purpose is not just a personal endeavor. It is a collective call to action that reverberates throughout the fabric of humanity. Each of us has the power to illuminate the world with our authentic selves, to contribute to the healing and transformation of our communities, and to inspire others to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery. As we conclude this exploration, let us carry forward the insights and wisdom we have gained. May we step boldly into the world, ready to manifest our divine purposes with courage, compassion, and unwavering commitment. In doing so, we honor not only ourselves but the sacred tapestry of life that weaves us all together. Together, let us create a brighter, more harmonious world, a reflection of the beauty and potential that lies within each of us.